Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of your Daily Dose of Awesome. I am your host, Ferny Ceballos. I am back. I'm actually broadcasting from my hotel room in Denver, and I'm here for the Fast Track Workshop with our highest level students. And speaking of high level students, I have somebody with me who is the epitome of attraction marketing, has an incredible story in terms of how she originally built her business old school, decided to start over and build it new school using attraction marketing, using the concepts inside magnetic sponsoring. And so we're going to talk about magnetic sponsoring. We're going to talk about Sadek here, her story, and everything she has to share. Hello, Beck. Say hello to everybody. Make sure everybody can hear you, okay?
Well, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, Ferny. Hopefully everyone, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you great. Awesome. And so, guys, give Beck some love. Drop her number 5. Let her know you hear her and love her and cherish her, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make sure we're live first and foremost. So
yeah, that's always good to know.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there we go. There you go. We are live. Look.
Awesome.
Awesome. So I'll monitor your comments here. I'll monitor your comments on StreamYard. You may have to ask permission to something with StreamYard, yada, yada. Just say yes. Say yes to everything. and we'll be watching you 24/7. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to skip the normal introduction. I have a attraction marketing story, which I talked about earlier in a previous live as we were unveiling the new and improved magnetic sponsoring, the expanded edition. And revised. So it's been revised for 2020. It's also expanded, has 4 additional chapters that are very specific to the attraction marketing system. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But essentially, we're giving away free books here, guys. And so you can go to magneticsponsoring.com to get your free book and learn the secrets that helped Beck Sadek completely 180 her business. And I'm going to have her right now share a little bit. Beck, if you don't mind, give us a little runway in terms of your pre-attraction marketing story, where you come from, because you had some success in network marketing before, you found us, and that's important to acknowledge, and all the hard work you did there. So I'd love for you to kind of just share with everybody about that.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I have been in the network marketing space for 9 years. And for the first 7 of those years, I built things kind of more old school. And when I say old school, I mean like old school things like home parties. I don't know if any of you guys are doing those things. I used to go like set up booths places and, hand out business cards and things like that. But I was also doing things kind of more like old school social media way as well. Ferny, are you still there?
I'm right here. I'm giving you the full screen. So.
Oh. You're confusing me. All right, no. So yeah.
Wait, here I go again. Bye.
So yeah.
Oh, here I am again. Go for it. Continue, please.
So yes, I was doing things old school that way, but I was also using social media, I guess, more old school as well. So I don't know, where you guys are watching or at, how you're using social media, if you're using it, but I was doing a lot of like weird things like, sending private messages on Facebook to strangers. I was being trained that you needed to contact 3 to 5 people a day, right? So I was actually messaging 3 to 5, either like old contacts that I hadn't talked to in years or complete strangers every single day. I was totally committed to building my business. And as Ferny said, I did have some success. I did have some results. I would say probably about 3 years into building my business, I just hit a place where I was totally stuck. I didn't really have anyone else to reach out to, right? I had totally burnt through my warm market. And I was getting really burned out on doing these stranger reach outs, right? It was weird. It was awkward. My business wasn't growing. I would say I was at the place where I had gone from momentum to probably recruiting 2 to 3 people a year. So not a lot of people, right? That's definitely not enough people to keep your business growing. So my business started kind of moving backwards. And I was frustrated. Like I was really, really frustrated. And I loved the industry. Like I was not ready to quit at all. I really loved it. I really believed in it. I had big dreams for myself and my family, but it wasn't happening. So it was, around that time when I just started searching, I was like searching the internet for, ideas and strategies. I started to see some of the leaders actually that are involved in, the Elite Marketing Pro, attractionmarketing.com community. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, they're doing something different than I'm doing, and it seems to be working for them. So through my research and searching, I landed on Ferny and, TJ and Matt and some of the other leaders in the community, and was just kind of like, all right, they seem to have a strategy that I need to know, so I'm gonna learn how to use it.
Awesome. And you guys can hear me okay? I'm back.
Yeah.
And so when you found us, this was, did you have any background and experience at all with digital marketing, online marketing, or was this all pretty new to you?
It was pretty new to me. I had gone down the road of searching and buying a bunch of different, kind of low end courses, right? So not spending a ton of money on it, trying to figure out as much as I could for free and spend $50 here, $50 there. So I was definitely new, but I was actively trying to learn about digital marketing. And I would consider myself somebody who likes techie things. So I was into it, but I had no idea what I was doing.
And what, so you started learning from us, and at what point, how long did it take you to start seeing results? Cause this is there's a little bit of a learning curve. It's a new skill. It's a different way of doing things. And by the way, network marketing old school has a learning curve in and of itself. You're just not told that there is one when you're brought in. So how, walk us through what that journey looked like for you, because it wasn't like you were out of the gate making six figures.
No, definitely not. There was a learning period for me, but I'll say this: I had results in my mood almost immediately. I'd hope again, and I was excited about building my business again. So I wasn't making any more money, and it wasn't like I had people knocking down my door to build my team overnight, but I was excited. I was excited to have found something that was going to allow me to, take my business to that next level. And I wasn't depressed doing home parties that nobody showed up to anymore, which kind of sucked. But to actually start getting results, I would say it probably took me around 6 months before I started really seeing some results start to pour in. And they weren't 6-figure results by any means, but they were results nonetheless. And I started to see how this strategy could help me really scale my business.
Great. And if any of you can relate to if you're on the attraction marketing journey, implementing the concepts inside the book, Magnetic Sponsoring, which you can go get for free at magneticsponsoring.com. So if you can relate to just feeling of relief, not having to do the things that you really did not like doing in the act of building your network marketing business, drop us a number 2. Let us know that you can totally relate with Beck here, because that feeling of relief and almost calm, even though no money was coming in, it was just wow, this can happen. It was really exciting. So I really appreciate you pointing that out, because that is a victory in and of itself, knowing that you've found the right place. And so at a certain point, you as you're learning, getting results, you chose to do something, which is leave the company you were with. And you don't need to go into details, but there were some differences in terms of that you had with that company. And talk about that decision, choosing to leave your company, because I know, I hope no one has to go through that, especially if they built a big business. What's some of the reasoning behind that, and what gave you basically the courage to make such a bold move and start over, and what happened after that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely something that I never saw coming or thought I would do. But the more I kind of dug in and started learning some of the digital strategies that you guys teach, I started realizing that the company I was with was not the right match for digital strategies. I probably, could have done some stuff there, but I really wanted to do something big. And I knew that I needed to marry, what I was learning, magnetic sponsoring, attraction marketing with a company that could really support those digital strategies. So that was my big reason for deciding to make a change. What was the second part of that question, Ferny? Remind me.
Oh yeah, so when you made that change, what gave you the courage to make
Right.
that change, and what happened after that?
So I was definitely scared. I was definitely like, I don't know if I can do this all over again. But knowing that I had the strategies that I was learning from you guys definitely gave me the courage that this was doable. And I'm the type of person who also likes to take risks. You know what I mean? Like, and in a way, like learning a new strategy is taking a risk. Everyone in your upline and in your company is telling you that won't work, right? Do it our way. And everyone in your company is also telling you don't go anywhere else, right? We're the best. We're the best. So I'm definitely a risk taker, and I'm an independent thinker. But knowing that I had the strategies that I was learning from you guys gave me the courage to think, you know what, I can take this, and with the right match, I can go somewhere else and I can blow this thing up. And I felt really confident about that because of the strategies that I was learning from you guys.
Awesome. And then what happened from that point on? Like, so you started a new company, and so what did you implementing attraction marketing in the process of building this new company? So starting fresh.
Yeah.
And how quickly did things start happening for you?
I mean, Ferny, it's been kind of crazy. Like the growth has been explosive. And it surprises me, to be honest with you. I thought that maybe I could go and quickly rebuild what I had built, but I very quickly doubled and then tripled what I had built at the other company. So I was able to do it very quickly. Within 9 months, I had my first 5-figure month with that company. And actually, this past month just hit the top rank of the company, and that was 19 months after joining. So I've had crazy results. And it's been, definitely a very different experience, because I can honestly say I have not actively prospected a single person. Right? So I've got over 2,000 people on my downline, and not a single one of those people have I sent an awkward private message to, or met at like a health fair, or invited into a home party, or whatever else, strategies I used to use. Not a single one of them. They've all actively come to me to ask me how it is that they can work with me. So that's, definitely refreshing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now you actually have a home business. Like, you don't have to go anywhere.
Yes.
And also, more importantly, maybe for you, is people don't have to come to your house.
Yeah, right. In your house for nobody to show up. That was kind of lame.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. And you worked your butt off. You earned every part of your success. And so sometimes people think that magnetic sponsoring attraction marketing is some sort of get rich quick thing, that it's going to happen easy. You don't have to learn skills, etc. Quite the opposite. But if you've gone through the pain of having to build it kind of like the old school way, with home parties and home meetings and everything that comes along with that, now those are actual real skills. And there's people in the world that are masters at that and have earned the paycheck that comes with it. It's just, I personally did not like doing those things. Like, I was just like, if I was going to design my dream business, this is not what it would look like. Having strangers at my house every other night or every night is not my idea of fun for building a business. Now, people say, well, you got to do what you got to do for your dream. I'm like, yeah, but I could also have a way of building it where I don't have to have strangers in my house. I can build it online. I can attract people to me that are actually interested in what I'm doing. Because the fact of the matter is, if we're starting off with our own network marketing, we're marketing to our networks. Most of our networks suck anyway. And so we got to figure out a cold market way to build this thing. And I don't think there's a better way than attraction marketing. And so, well, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree with that. It's been a game changer for me. It's definitely been something that obviously has exploded my business, but I'm a much happier person because, like you, Ferny, I didn't enjoy doing that stuff. Like, I'll grind it out for the dream every day because that's just who I am. But I wasn't enjoying it. And like it doesn't matter how big your dream is. If you're not enjoying the process to get there, what's the point?
Mhm.
So it's been a game changer for me. It's really, you know, changed the way that I work my business. It's changed the, you know, happiness level in my life. And it's completely changed my family's income.
Awesome. Guys, also I wanted to let you guys know that I'm giving away a 20-minute consultation with myself, but the contest is a little different this time. You got to share this on your fan page, on your personal profile, on your groups. The more entries, the better. In addition to that, start a watch party. I'm going to verify the winner has a watch party going on their personal profile or on their fan page. I don't even know if you can do a watch party on your personal profile. Definitely on your fan page or in your group. Make that happen. I'm going to select somebody at the end of this call for a special one-on-one with myself. So Beck, so now, you know, you talked about having never to cold market prospect anybody. You know, you haven't done active prospecting. Guys, if the idea of never having to actively prospect somebody ever again is enticing to you, drop me a number 7. And more importantly, if you've not picked up a copy of your book, Magnetic Sponsoring, that teaches how it is you not only learn the concepts that have helped Beck Sadek not only, you know, rebuild from the ground up in a new school way, but also there's an expanded part of the book, 4 additional chapters that talk specifically about the attraction marketing system. And Beck, you used the attraction marketing system. You used our system to support you and help you in your business. Can you just, I know we don't want to go into the weeds in terms of like tactics, we don't have time, but can you describe just generally what, you know, how did that system help you and support you as you were, you know, going through this attraction marketing journey?
Yeah, that's huge, Ferny, because as I mentioned at the beginning, I had spent quite a bit of time trying to figure this stuff out by myself and some money too. You know, I bought some courses here and there also. And it wasn't all coming together for me, right? So what I learned through, you know, working with you guys is that when it comes to having a you know, digital marketing business, there's actually many pieces that go into it. And the beauty of using the system that you guys have in place is that it supports you in your learning. So you don't have to learn everything all at once, right? You can kind of take little bite-sized pieces along the way and use the systems that you guys have in place in order to start growing your business immediately. So that's what I really did. You know, in my first year of working with you guys, I used your system 100%, and then like little by little would take, you know, little pieces of it and implement it myself. So there's a huge advantage to having a like kind of a done for you proven system in place that allows you to truly like learn while you earn, right? You can earn money while you're learning the system. I don't think I would have been able to have the results I've had or master some of the skill sets that I've learned while working with you guys had it not been laid out for me in like a really kind of duplicatable, easy system to use.
Beautiful. And something interesting I mean, that's exactly the, you know, I talked about this with Mike a few days ago when he was on a live with me here. And I talked about like the idea of having a system and the idea of creating a personal brand and the idea of basically taking ownership of your business, owning the organization and owning the loyalties to you. Really, when somebody joins your business, they're joining because of you. That idea is not new. That idea has been around in network marketing for decades before the internet. And so the idea of having a brand that's separate from the company and a system for training your people and you know having that level of control and ownership of your business. Many organizations do that in multiple companies, and it gives them some leverage with the companies so that the company doesn't run over them. And so it's not a new concept. It's just with magnetic sponsoring was the first time that idea and that leverage was available for the brand new person.
Right.
They were building their brand. They're in control of their business. Because if you just have a network marketing income, well, you have an income, but it's not a business. That is not a real business. You don't own anything. You don't own your downline. Read your distributor agreement. And it can be taken away, you know, when the company feels it's appropriate, and that's also in your distributor agreement. Now with you, Beck, something interesting happened, and I'm not gonna, he's a really cool guy, and I'm not throwing him under the bus by any means, but your company president at some point approached you and said he was a little concerned because these ideas were so different, and asked you if you would stop sharing them or something along those lines, and you were able to push back and have it, and not only push back but have an opportunity to really educate them and explain what it is you're doing and how it's not a threat. But just think about what are your thoughts? Because could you imagine having ever pushed back at corporate when a request is made from you? If you don't like the request, if you didn't have your own brand, if you didn't have, that following and that leverage and true ownership of your business, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that when we come into network marketing, we're almost brainwashed to think you have your own business, right? You're an entrepreneur now, and in many ways you are an entrepreneur, and you do in some ways have your own business. But the reality is that you don't, right? You're actually an independent contractor, and you can lose your rights to be with them overnight. I mean, I know that when I left my previous company, I was forced to resign. I had spent 7 years building a residual income there, and I was forced to resign. Overnight, I lost my income. And that was very eye-opening for me. I still, network marketing is an industry that I love and I will be a champion for forever. I really, truly love it. But that doesn't mean that you can't have other sources of income, right? And that doesn't mean that you can't have other businesses that you run. And when you apply the principles of attraction marketing and are really able to build and establish your own brand, it allows you to have different sources of income coming in. So, in my first 7 years of network marketing, the only income I had was my network marketing income and then my husband's corporate job. So we were owned, right? We were owned. And since, rebuilding my network marketing business with a new company and building my brand, we now have 3 or 4 sources of income coming in. 3 of them are coming from my own, stuff. And then 1 is still coming from my husband's corporate job. But it's allowed us to really kind of diversify our income. And, don't they say the average millionaire has 7 streams of income?
Yeah.
The whole concept of using attraction marketing to establish your own brand allows you to really have leverage, like you were saying, but also grow beyond the potential of just one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier. That idea of having an entity that's separate from the company that's supporting the business, but isn't beholden to it, has existed for decades in network marketing. And for the first time, magnetic sponsoring and the concepts of attraction marketing made that idea available. And so I'm so proud of you. And it's kind of funny. I remember talking to you when you said, well, my company president, had some concerns, and you wanted to just say, no, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm like, well, maybe, we want to make friends here. So maybe we just how about we just educate them and let them know we're in partnership and there's nothing to fear. And use as an opportunity to educate. And you're like, yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah, it was a better idea, Ferny.
Because I can imagine after having lost your distributorship, being forced to resign, that creates this no one's gonna control me ever again. And the beautiful thing is no one does.
Yeah.
And now it truly can be a partnership with your company if they're open and if your leadership is open to that type of conversation where and sometimes there's give and take. It's yeah, that's a partnership and none of us means to do anything shady or negative. But even when we have the best intentions, sometimes there is an impact on the other, and it's effective to have a collaboration and understanding. And so ultimately, for leaders that are watching this and hearing this, it gives you control of your business, but it also gives you a seat at the table if your business becomes big enough with the company where they take your concerns and issues seriously. And that's a part of network marketing that isn't talked about. The conversations that happen between leaders and companies that can get a little dicey. And Beck, you handled that beautifully. And obviously, you're your president loves you because you're bringing so much business to the company, but you also, you have a say in what goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a good point.
Yeah, awesome. So guys, if you guys are getting value or getting a little insight, especially on the leadership side, because this is not something that's very talked about very much, drop us a number 7. Let Bex and Sadek know that you are loving what she's sharing, loving the conversation here. And don't forget, go to magneticsponsoring.com, get your free book. If you have not, the last day to get your free book will be Tuesday. We will be closing the cart. We've literally hit almost 1,000 sales of this book. We're way over in terms of our what we had in inventory, and so we're going to be forced to print quite a bit more, which is a good problem to have. But I've been assured that all books will be shipping out by Wednesday of next week, so you guys can have them right away. Also, when you go get your book, you also can upgrade to the digital version and an audiobook, and also Attract, Influence, and Enroll workshop, which is a video course that shows you how attraction marketing works and how you can, leverage the ideas we're talking about here today. So Beck, anything that we didn't cover, anything you wanted to share that you think would be of value to people, especially as they embark on this, attraction marketing journey? Like what would be the advice you would give yourself, 2-3 years ago before you got started and were looking at attraction marketing?
So first of all, be open, right? Like if you're in a space where like you're stuck and you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting the same results, like be open to the fact that there are other strategies and other ways to build your business. That would be number one. And the second thing is, like you were saying before, understand that it's a skill set, right? It's not a get rich quick thing. It's a skill set. But if you are willing to implement that skill set consistently over a period of time, is it worth it to you if it could completely change the results in your business and then completely change your financial future? So that's what I would really say is be open and then just commit to that process of learning that skill set.
Yeah, fantastic. And someone's sharing, my company is struggling with this concept. They called it blind advertising. They just don't get it. Nope, they don't get it. It's not blind advertising. Actually, blind advertising is approaching everybody within 3 feet of you. That's actually blind advertising. And so how is it different than big influencer comes in and sends a big blanket email prior to the company? Samantha, that's exactly it. That big influencer had a brand, has a following that they're able to leverage when they join that company. Now, Beck didn't have the brand and following. She had to, as she's building the brand and following, also transitioning people in her network marketing business and making that offer for them to join. So Beck didn't even have that leverage that big influencer did in terms of already having a big following, and obviously had enormous success. But you're absolutely right, Samantha. It is no different. And people do it all the time. People are buying spots, above, below people in organizations all the time. There's a game going on that you're not being told about. And so, ultimately it's your business. And Beck, like, what are your thoughts? Like, my thought is like, we got to be able to make business decisions, and ultimately the person that is responsible for my family's income, in your case is you, in my case it's me. And if people are really having a hard time with folks upline, crossline on their team, not really loving the fact that they're doing attraction marketing, what advice would you give them?
Find somewhere that's going to let you do it. That's number one. I mean, I just think like network marketing is about influence. That's why you see people come in and absolutely destroy it right out of the gate. So if you don't have it, you've got to build it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, you got to make decisions that are best for yourself and your family.
Yeah.
So if you're optimizing for, I don't want people to not like me, then you're optimizing for the wrong thing. If you're optimizing for people for what is going to make my family's future as bright as possible, then you're on the right track. And sometimes those decisions can be difficult. And I hope, and there's so many great modern companies now that are so open to building online that I don't think it's any issue finding the right company for you But I hope that you're prioritizing yourself and your business. Also, the beautiful thing about being new, and I actually wrote a blog post about this. If you're brand new or don't have much of an income in network marketing, these questions are irrelevant for you because there's nothing for you to lose. Your company's gonna shut down a business that's making no money. Big deal. At that point, if you're conflicted because you want them to like you. And again, if you want them to like you, you're optimizing for the wrong thing. So Beck, your courage throughout this journey has also been very inspiring. And as you share everything you do, and you're always optimizing for what's good for your family. And I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I was actually given the advice a couple years ago when I was trying to figure out what to do myself, which is, who are you loyal to? Are you loyal to, an upline or your company, or are you loyal to yourself and your family? Right. And at the end of the day, I was loyal to myself and my family, and I made decisions based on that.
Awesome. Guys, we are almost out of time. I wanted to give you guys one last time opportunity to share. I guess it's a little late to do a watch party, but you can do a watch party of the recording. Absolutely. So I'm about to pick somebody. Let me go over here. Hopefully I don't disrupt anything. I'm going to pick somebody that has shared this live. Comment, shared if you've shared this live, and actually shared it. Don't just comment, because that's not how I'm going to, pick the winner. So Beck, just if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a minute here to
go for it, Ferny.
And you and I have had quite a few one-on-one calls. Would you say those are valuable?
Yeah, extremely valuable. I would not miss this if I were you guys. I would be sharing like crazy.
All right, let's see. All right, I'm on the page now. I can only do this on desktop. I can't see how many shares on my phone unless somebody that's a Facebook wizard can tell me. All right. And I'm just loading everybody. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this blindly. Pick somebody. I'm peeking. All right.
Ferny.
The winner is Stephen and Rebecca Grant. What's up, guys?
I love Rebecca Grant. She's awesome.
Yes. I'm gonna say you won. Email me. So I just commented on your guys' thing, the share. So you guys are the winners. Congratulations, everybody. We'll have a conversation. So really excited for them. I think they're now Steve and Rebecca are their second year in Fast Track. They just renewed, and so we'll be working more closely with them as well. So really, congratulations, guys. Congratulations to everybody. Beck, thank you so much for being on here and just sharing your experience and your wisdom. And you're a go-getter. I'll say this about Beck: she's the easiest person to coach.
Oh, thanks.
Because it's like you just set the plan for her, and she just runs with it, takes massive action, and that's a quality you need to have. It's like not only have faith in the process and the system, have faith in yourself. I think that's what holds most people back. It's not really the faith they have in attraction marketing and the process and the systems and the training we have. It's believing that you can do it. But I tell people all the time that is the most important factor. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, nothing else will work. And Beck, share a little bit before we go about the belief you have in yourself. Was that always there? Is it shaky sometimes? Like, how do you handle that? Because as far as I can tell, you're always just like, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. It's done.
Well, I definitely have moments where, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I think we all do a little bit, right? But if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to?
Yeah.
Well, if it's going to happen, it's up to you. And I just always believe that there's a way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do it perfectly ever. And I certainly haven't. Like, I think I probably had one of the longer learning curves of all your students, right, Ferny? I certainly, it doesn't always happen overnight, but I really truly believe that there's always a way. And if you are willing to stick it out and look for it, you'll find it.
Yeah. Well, I know you 10 months into your attraction marketing journey, that's when you had to start over with a new company. And so it's like people think, wow, 10 months, and then choosing to start over that late. But the reality is, if you're building old school, it's going to take you way longer to get to reach the goals that you're trying to go for. And so, you start over, but then within 6 months, have your first 5-figure month, and then another 6-7 months after that. Or I'm sorry, no, another 9 months after that. You end up hitting the top rank of your company. That's pretty phenomenal. And you can say, well, it took, you did it under 2 years. It seems like a long time. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of perspective, because if you're doing it any other way, it's going to take you way longer. You're going to suffer a lot more. Unless you're extroverted and love that type of stuff, then you're going to enjoy it.
Sure.
Yeah. If you like the home parties, then go for it. But
I'll do it.
That's not me, and that's not Beck. So, Beck, thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate this.
Thank you, guys.
And say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Give some love to Beck. Give her a big 10 as we log off. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing day.